welcome to another episode of Challenge the Scorpion. Bryan is back. He's brought his Night Lords with him, different army from last time, but they will be fighting a familiar foe by now, and that's the Orks. The new Ork army is complete, and they've got a tough challenge ahead of them here. This is really their first game since being completed. They're back against their hated foe, the Night Lords. So playing on this a bit more lush desert terrain here. Desert rain has come and it's springtime here. The grass is growing, vegetation here. There's different canyons and rock formations around, and then there is an abandoned Imperial compound just here. Some weapons scattered around, a couple of Kroot rifles as well, maybe some Kroot operating in the area. But in this particular game, the Night Lords will be taking on Gutrippa's ladz. Yeah, Bryan's saying two forces here that are scavengers, really. They're both looking to investigate this abandoned ammo dump, and as they do so, no doubt their paths will cross. Right, so welcome to this Challenge the Scorpion game. Night Lords against Orks, 1850 points. Gutrippa is back, and due to his success, or maybe mixed success, other Orks have joined the cause and have looted some of the vehicles from previous armies. But Gutrippa leads the army here with his attack squig called Hooligan. Then second HQ, Mastery Level 2 Weird Boy. Then we'll go on to troops here. There's 3 units of Ork boys. Each of those has a knob, boss pole and big chopper, and they are inside trucks here, all of those with reinforced rams and rocket launchers. Then Gorkanaut is in the force, controversially perhaps, but we'll see how well he does. Then Battle Wagon here, reinforced ram, and then just ignoring the other weapons here, there's 4 rockets, or 4 rocket launchers there. It might be customised rocket platform. That's a dedicated transport for 4 mega knobs. That unit has expanded. Yeah, the new one here, Killsaw Kyle, I think we're going to call him, with his kill saws there, with the ×2 strength, AP2 and armor bane for him, just to give them a bit more clout. 11 bikers now, fast attack choice, with Ork knob there, big chopper and boss pole leading them. Then 2 units of tank busters. There's a unit of 8 for each. There's a knob and boss pole there for them, and then 3 bomb squigs in each unit as well. They've been fed a diet of stick bombs. And then 2 looted wagons, just with the kill cannon upgrade and reinforced rams for them. So that's the list for the Orks. It fills out the camera here quite well. There's a nice tide of greenskins, and then plenty of mechanised vehicles as well. Bryan, we reckon, is outnumbered, perhaps 2 to 1, we're saying. But the age-old policy of quality is better than quantity. We'll see if that works out here in this game.
So this is the Night Lord list in command. So just here we have Commander with the Axe of Blind Fury, Mark of Corn, and he's on a bike with 4 other bikers following him. We then have a Chaos Contemptor with 2 Butcher Cannons. Over on the far right we have a Chosen Squad with 3 Power Mauls, a Flamer and a Meltagun, and they're going to be transported in a Storm Eagle gunship, which was the laser cannons and Reaper auto cannons and the Vengeance launcher. Beside them, it's an 8-man chosen unit, or an 8-man troop unit. Sorry, and they're just inside a Rhino. So to the left of them, that's another 8-man Marine squad. They are going to be accompanied by a Sorcerer. He's a level 2 Sorcerer with Terminator armor, Gift of Mutation, and a Spell Familiar, and they will be transported inside the Dreadclaw. Then to the left we have 3 Obliterators with the Mark and Nurgle, and just behind that there's a Infernal Chaos Relic Predator with a Plasma Destroyer and 2 laser cannons.
So that's Bryan's list. I was going to say slightly outnumbered. They are quite heavily outnumbered there, but there's some nasty units in there, and a debut for some new units as well. What's this called again? This
Dreadclaw.
Dreadclaw. Very, very nice. Some bizarre rules for it as well. And then this beautiful Storm Eagle gunship here. So once again, very impressive army that Bryan's brought along, and nice variety as well. He's changed the list around here, ready to take on the Orks. Right, so the scenario is the Relic, and just we've rolled up for it randomly, and just handy enough, just finished painting this Imperial Fist Space Marine. So what we've decided to do is we've customised the scenario slightly for Relic. It's just going to be a unique one here. So he is the Relic here, or he's carrying the Relic at least. That snazzy gun there, the Orks have got their eyes on it, and no doubt the Night Lords will take a deep interest in it as well, especially with that disintegration gun, combi gun upgrade there, and that disintegration pistol as well. That Imperial Marine is carrying deadly weaponry. Both sides will be very interested in it. He has been named the review video for the Imperial Space Marine. Some submissions were made for a name. It is ASTRELIUS, and funnily enough, his full name is Brother ASTRELIUS, Keeper of the Relic, so it fits in very well indeed. We're going to run through some unique rules for him. He will deploy in the centre of the table, and then just some customised rules that we've made up just to make this game that bit more interesting. Right, and then just to mention about the gaming mat, it's by gamemat.eu. We use a lot of their mats in the game, so this one is called Meadows of War. Nice green mat here, but loads of textures. Even plants and things they put on this one. It's nicely detailed, perfect foundation to then build up the terrain on top. And then the material, it's like the same material as you get with a mouse mat. So you've got the rubber underneath, nice grip on it, and then another surface here with the design printed on top. They're really good, nice and soft. Terrain goes on, just need a flat surface like a board. I've got a board here underneath, and then you just roll the mat out, and then put your terrain on top, and then the scrub and the bushes and the rocks just all blend in really nice, and you can see the effect that they've created. I think it's one of the hardest parts of for terrain is getting that surface correct, and the game mats just really help to achieve that, to get that foundation there. Figure friendly as well. The figures, especially lead ones or resin ones, they fall over. It's nice and soft, and they're nice and quiet for dice rolling as well. So very impressed by these mats. And as I said, if you want to check out gamemat.eu, then you'll see the full range there. Loads of different mats that they supply. So as you said, the game is the Relic, and it's hammer and anvil deployment. Right, so just some extra rules that we're going to use, just a slightly customised scenario. So we're saying here that Brother ASTRELIUS, he's woken up, disorientated here. So the rules for reflecting that, he's woken up for some kind of cryostasis, or he's been dumped. He doesn't know where he's been, where he's from. So really are working on a storyline for him here. There's plenty of options to explain why he's here on his own, with no one around to help him, woken up inside an abandoned Imperial compound. But there he is. What the rules are, we're going to say, is that he will move at the beginning of each game turn, so before anyone else gets to go, he will roll a scatter dice. Roll of a hit, he'll stay where he is. If an arrow is rolled, he'll move d6 inches in a random direction, just representing the fact that he's severely disorientated. Rules as well, just to liven this up a little bit, he is allowed to shoot. He'll shoot at the closest target, whatever that target is, but he'll fire at ballistic skill 2, just to represent that disorientation. So we've got to be careful when you go near him. He does have that nasty disintegration combi gun. And then similar rules to Relic, he's not allowed to move further than 6 if he's captured. He can be captured by moving into 2 inches with him or charged in close combat. And then once he is being held by a unit, they will try and hold him back, hold him down, but he will resist, no doubt. So he will be allowed to make an attack in combat each turn. Just one attack, probably not going to do much damage, but you never know, he may well cause a bit of trouble. That just represents him being disorientated and trying to, struggling, as he's dragged off in either direction. Both sides desperate to try and capture him. He holds perhaps many a secret, and he holds this relic weapon which Gutrippa has his eyes on, and so do the Night Lords. So deployment then for this scenario here, Night Lords will be deploying at this end of the table. The Orks, won the roll-off. They've decided to deploy at this end, just in amongst the rocks. They'll go first, deploy first, unless Bryan can seize the initiative. So we have rolled up for night fighting as well. It is night fighting in the game. So at the beginning of this misty day, we will see the battle take place. We're going to go on to deployment now for both sides. Right, so deployment is done here. We'll just go through the Night Lords. Rhino with the regular squad inside. The bikers there. There is that psychopathic head-chopping guy at the back that had an encounter, I think, with Gutrippa last time. So he is in the force. And the Orks will definitely be wary of him. Then the relic predator here set up. Just Bryan keeping distance here is ranged units. He does have a number of long-range units that he can use, which is helpful enough. Obliterators here, just in the crater, and then the Contemptor Dreadnought with those butcher cannons, I think they're called. Yeah, just anchoring the right-hand flank. So Bryan can call upon some nice long-range stuff. And with Hammer and Anvil, the Orks are some distance away. Plus he has this air cover to come in, and the drop pod assault to arrive as well. So just in reserve, the Storm Eagle here come flying on from reserve, just with those 9 chosen Marines inside. Yeah, then the Dreadclaw with the... is it a chosen unit or just regular?
Just regular.
Regular unit, but the Sorcerer is with them, and the powers he has is Psychic Shriek, Hallucination, and Invisibility from the Telepathy discipline. Some good psychic powers rolled up. The Orks have rolled up some pretty good ones as well. With the Weird Boys got Frazzle and Killbolt, and then also Power Vomit, one of his favourites to use, and he's just here inside this truck with a unit of boys. So they're there, and then the other boys are here inside this truck. Bikers anchoring the right-hand flank for the Orks. Tankbusters just here. Gorkanaut right in the centre. Gutrippa has joined the Meganobs inside the battle wagon. Another Tankbuster unit just here inside the looted wagon. And the last unit of boys just anchoring the left-hand side. So Orks deploying right up to the boundary of their line. As to how fast and how far they'll get, we'll have to see. They've got to get through some heavy firepower at long range. And we'll see how far they actually want to advance. Because remember, the game does revolve around the relic here, Brother ASTRELIUS. Disorientated with blurred vision, looks out across the terrain and sees Orks on one side and Night Lords on the other. It's not a good place to be. So we're going to go on to the first turn here. I'm going to ask Bryan, does he want to seize the initiative?
I will.
He does. All right, we'll let him roll off here. He would like to get a 6. Gets a 4. That means the Orks are going to go first. Right, so turn 1 for the Orks here, moving ahead with everything this time around. So the boys here have moved up 12 inside their truck. Gutrippa inside the battle wagon has moved up 12, passing dangerous terrain, just barging through the bushes here. Tank busters were here, they've turned and gone 12 as well. Then Gorkanaut moving up here, we rolled through terrain for him 6 inches, only got about 5, just pushing through, and then keeping him at sort of an angle here, just protect him, just wary of that drop pod assault. That can will come down on turn 1. Bikers pushing ahead here 12 inches, and then the 2 trucks here with the boys moving ahead, one at the back swinging round. That's got the weird boy inside, and then they're being accompanied by a unit of tank busters. So the Orks are jubilant here, they're moving ahead. The dust coming up from the ground as these clunking machines roll ahead. So it's full steam ahead here for the Orks. They're heading off in this direction against the Night Lords. Remain stationary, observing their targets as they advance. Don't shoot until you see the red of their eyes. So you can imagine Brother Astrelius, if he was confused and dazed, he certainly is now, as these Ork transports come thundering past. Alright, so Psychic Phase, we're going to bypass that, nothing really in range for the weird boy. He's going to have to hold his vomit in for now. So we're going to go on to Shooting Phase, not much as well for the Orks, but we do have the Tank Busters. They're here, and they moved at cruising speed, so they can fire snapshots at this Rhino. So 6 for hits for them. Get a triple 6. Bryan gasps here. So he is going to get cover just firing for all that scrub, so we'll get 5 pluses there. We'll see if we get any hits, any penetrating glancing hits. We get 1. We're going to re-roll because we're tank hunters. Yeah, double 6 here on the re-roll. The tank busters are making their mark. 3 saves though, 5 plus for cover going through the scrub. And night fighting makes it. It is night fighting, isn't it? Yes, so it's a 4 plus then. Saved 2. He saved 2. 1 penetrating hit, and the result is a 3. Right, so what we've done here, that shooting done, pretty good there from the tank busters. I gave a bit of a worry there to Bryan, but we've done the rest of the shooting here, load of flat out moves. The truck here with the boys inside moving up, look how close they are to the Dreadnought here. 6 inches, we've got Gutrippa and his squad inside the battle wagon. The looted wagon here moving up. 4 inches moved by the Gorkanaut, completely surrounding the relic here. He has moved, by the way, we should have done it right at the start, but he's rolled and moved 3 inches in this direction, so even closer towards the Orks. And then 12 inches moved here, going very fast with the boys inside their trucks, so closing that gap nice and quickly. Bikers shifting across and just surrounding, whirling around the tank buster unit inside the looted wagon. That is it. We'll have to see what happens. Remember, Bryan's got this drop pod assault to come down, and then we'll see how he reacts with his units that are already on the ground. So turn 1 is finished for the Orks. It's been a turn of movement, dust clouds everywhere as they thunder ahead at full speed towards the Night Lords. Bypassing the relic for now. Gutrippa has a cunning plan. We'll see what he does, but we're going to hand over to Bryan now, and the Night Lords on their turn 1 coming up. Yeah, we're just saying maybe the Brother Astrelius moved in this direction because he saw a friendly Rhino crossing that direction, but it's not. He doesn't really realise, he's too disorientated to understand that it's actually an Ork looted wagon stolen from the Imperial Fists. All you'll find there is the helmets of the slain Imperial Fist brethren stuck on top of the spikes of that vehicle there. Right, so moving for the Night Lords here, the Dreadclaw has arrived, scattered 5 inches back, but Bryan's happy enough. It's landed here. And I never knew that it lands at this kind of angle. What a strange model it is. What a presence it has on the table there as it looks at the Orks. So nothing disembarking from it yet. We'll have to see what happens. Bryan making decisions. He's starting his move here. If he does move, We'll see how he reacts. The Orks have come up close, so he's got to react to them as best as he can. Yeah, so just talking about the Dreadclaw here. He's come down, decided not to deploy. It's drop pod rules. A lot of the rules for it are similar to drop pod. It would be allowed next turn to move. It's a strange thing. It's able to move around the table, and then assault. It counts as an assault vehicle. So he's coming down. He's going to shoot, we think, and then if he survives, he'll then try and deploy, possibly assault next turn. Okay, so the rest of the movement here, we've seen the Dreadclaw arrive, then coming across. But it's been decisions to be made here, sort of forcing the Night Lords to evaluate sort of their not their deployment, but their disposition here. Orcs sort of putting pressure on them, holding ground here with the Contempt to Dreadnought. I've got a feeling he's going to try and blow away the transport here, and then backing off with the Obliterators. Just the Orcs a bit too close for comfort there, so Bryan moving them back. Predator holding ground. He's at a nice long distance away. But here, swinging around to the left with the Rhino and the squad disembarking just there. And then the Bikers have swung around, one of them making a dangerous terrain test and passing through the cover just there. So that's movement done. Mixed reactions here from the Night Lords, sort of readjusting, moving ahead and getting into position here, and then backing off and holding ground in this area. And then now the option at the far end of the table with the Dreadclaw that's come down counts as a fast skimmer at the moment. So that's movement done. Shooting phase will be interesting. Remember, it is night fighting at the moment still. The Orks are on the relic for now. Night Lords are going to try and soften up their advance. I'm going to go on to the psychic phase now. Nothing, no, we're going to bypass that. Yeah, he's inside. Yeah, okay. So shooting phase next for the Night Lords on turn 1. All right, so shooting done here. We've just gone through the shooting phase here with Bryan's Night Lords. Decided to move here. Is it a flat out move, is it? That counts as 12 inches?
Instead of shooting.
Instead of shooting, yeah. 12 inches closer with the Dreadclaw there. Bikers, they've gone around here, sneaking around the flank. And then shooting here from the squad here, first of all, destroyed the truck. The boys have got out, and then the Predator fired through at this truck. Just one hull point there, a shaken result. Other shots, there's 3 shots coming through actually that were saved with cover, 5+ going through the units and wreck and terrain, and then saved there on a 4+ with night fighting. Then through here, the Butcher Cannons firing through, destroyed this truck. He's going after the trucks here. The speed of the Orks he's trying to cut down. And then firing here. A number of hits, but a cover save made, and then bouncing off armor 14 on the battle wagon that was firing from the Obliterator. So mixed results there for the Night Lords. They have got first blood though. 2 of the Ork trucks have gone up in smoke. We will go on to assaults. There is an assault. Bryan wants to charge the Contempt of Dreadnought into the Ork boys, and they can't do anything in response damage wise, just need to hold. Right, so combat's resolved here. Bryan charged in, killed one of the Orks. There's 3 saves to make. We passed 2. 1 Ork killed, fouled morale. Reroll though, because of Gutrippa, they have stuck at it. They're still in combat and haven't ran. So the Contempt is pinned down there, which might be a good thing for the Orks, keeping that firepower locked down. But we'll see how long they last. They might get some help from Gutrippa. Plenty of decisions for the Orks to make, which direction they go, which units they try and attack and chase, and should Gutrippa declare a war at this stage, we'll have to see. We'll go on to the second turn now. The game after turn 1 has really mixed up. Look at how close units are together already in this hammer and anvil scenario. Usually it takes a while to close the ground, but look, Ork units are almost in the last quarter of the table already. Yeah, just one other thing to mention. Bryan, was it a flat-out move he tried to do? Yeah, got stuck there. Another hull point taken, so 1 hull point left on the Rhino just there. Being forced to drive into the crater and has gone down and has got stuck just there. So it's pandemonium here. A whirlwind of movement taking place, and the poor, disorientated Imperial Space Marine doesn't know what is going on. We're going to go on to the second turn now for the Orks. An opportunity for them. We'll see how much manoeuvring and damage they can do, possibly. We'll have to see. Right, some Ork movement here on turn 2. There has been a fair amount. A war has been declared by Gutrippa. Moving ahead here 6 inches with the battle wagon. Disembarking here with the Mega Knobs, and Gutrippa has joined them. I don't think they're going to be able to get to the Obliterators just here, but they're moving around to try and take on the Contemptor Dreadnought in close combat. The boys there locked in combat. Then the first boy squad that was here that disembarked from the destroyed truck has moved around the terrain 6 inches, so closing down the range here against the Predator. And then the other truck has moved up 6 and then disembarked with the boys, and the weird boy as well. There's a rumbling in his stomach, getting ready. Hopefully we'll throw up all over the Marines just there in the psychic phase. Backing off and moving around here with this tank buster squad inside the looted wagon. We have a view here against the Dreadclaw. Bikers swirling around the looted wagon here as it backs off its rear armour against the hillside there. Multiple options to fire off for the looted wagon and tank busters. We'll see what happens. Difficult. The most difficult target, I think, is those bikers over there with the Chaos Lord. Very hard target to try and deal with. Gorknaut pushing through. Might be able to lay down a bit of fire support against them. And that is it. So plenty of options for the Orks. They're reacting quite well. They do have a plan, but we'll see how well they do in the shooting phase. But before that, we're going to go on to the psychic phase for the Orks. Just to mention, brother ASTRELIUS here, we rolled a hit for him. So he's stayed where he is as he's watched the lumbering Gorkanaut go past him. He's standing there. Resolve firing for him as well. It would have been, what we'd do is we'd roll his direction and then we let him shoot first. The closest target would have been the Gorkanaut. He's fired off a shot against that and no damage, not strong enough. Alright, so psychic phase here. Weird Boy's got plenty of options. We've rolled up for our dice. We've got a roll of 6. So 6 dice there. We've got an extra 1 generated for his special roll, and then 2 for mastery level. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do power vomit on 6 dice against the squad just there. Alright, so we're going to try and make sure it goes off here. It could fry his brains, but power vomit here does go off on 4. So yeah, it's gone off on 4. Bryan does still want to try and block this. No, okay, it's gone through. We've placed the template out. I reckon it's going to cover all of them except 1. So that is 7 under the template weapon. Got a feeling the Weird Boy's going to pay for his points here. 2s. Yeah, all of them except, well, 2. 5 dead Chaos Space Marines there. What a way to go. Power vomit. Very good stuff there from the Weird Boy. He still has 3 warp charge points left, and we're going to fire a beam, a kill bolt beam, through the Rhino. So we measured it out. It will catch the Rhino and one of the bikes in the distance there. It's 18-inch range, 4s or more. Look at that. It goes off on a 4, 5 and a 6. So we're at strength 10. It's auto glance here against the Rhino. It's a penetrating hit. And the result is a 6. It is AP 1 or 2. Yes, it's AP 2, so there's an explode result there. The kill bolt goes off and destroys the Rhino. So 4 inches it explodes. It catches 1 Ork, failed to wound, and 1 Marine caught, but no wound there. We'll roll to wound the bike in the distance. We do. Right, so what we're saying here, the wound's gone through. Bryan's going to get cover save for going through the Rhino. So 5 for a wreck. He's got a 4. So 1 biker has been hit by the beam, yeah. So I reckon...
range-wise, it's probably under him.
Yeah, okay. That's one of the most impressive rounds we've seen from the Weird Boy. All right, yeah. But that's good stuff from him. Sometimes he does terrible, sometimes he kills himself. But this time, thanks to a kill bolt beam and some vomit, he has caused havoc here. So well done to him. That psychic phase done. Pretty good there from the Weird Boy. We'll go, the Rhino's gone as well, yeah. She's killed a Rhino, a bike, and a load of Marines. Yeah, 5 Marines. Very good indeed. Okay, so shooting phase for the Orks. Mixed results here. Firing here with the battle wagon, the rockets on top. 1 could fire at normal ballistic skill, the rest had to snap fire at no damage, no hits actually against the Predator. We ran here 4 inches with the boys, just closing in to try and get that charge. 1 inch we moved here, a run move with the boys just there to try and take on what's left of that Chaos Space Marine squad. The bikes here just manoeuvred, just swirling around the looted wagon. We fired both units of tank busters here and both of the ordnance kill cannon shots. Just 1 hull point. Bryan did jink, passing a load of saves there. Pretty poor round of shooting actually, only getting a couple of hits with the tank busters from both of those squads. So they fight a load of rockets, went off in this direction, but Bryan has got away in pretty good shape. Then the Gorkanaut firing through. Just a rocket shot from here as well, firing, no damage done. Gorkanaut firing through, took out one of the bikers. Every little helps with them because they are a bane. So one has been killed by that kill bolt, one from the supporting fire from the Gorkanaut. Morale for them?
Fearless.
Fearless. All right, okay. So if we're going to get rid of them, they're not going to run. They're going to have to be destroyed. But that is shooting done. For the Orks, charges, yes. We have the Weird Boy leading his squad, ready to charge the Chaos Space Marines there. Going to try and reach the Predator here, and then Gutrippa and his lads going to try and take out the Contemptor Dreadnought. Just Gutrippa seems to be... he wants to just slowly but surely settle scores with individual Night Lord units. The Contemptor Dreadnought has been singled out here. It has done damage to the Orks in previous games. Gutrippa has his eyes set on that at the moment. So we're going to go on to assault phase now for the Orks on turn 2. Alright, so charges have gone ahead. It's successful here for the Orks. The boys have made it into combat against the unit here. And then they have reached the Relic Predator, which is good news. I'm just saying to Bryan, if I do destroy that tank, I'm going to keep the model. We're going to make it into another looted wagon. That's part of the deal against playing against this Ork army. And then charges here with the Mega Knobs, and Gutrippa is made into combat against the Contemptor Dreadnought. So Orks, look at it, turn 2, and look where they are. Even in Hammer and Anvil, they're in the back line of the enemy deployment zones. It's a good sign there for the Orks, but ignoring the Relic at the moment. The Orks know his days to confuse. They're quite happy to leave him as he is. Right, so do this combat here. We'll do the Ork Knob first of all. Need and freeze, gets 2. Then his strength 7. Rear armor 10. Not good. Not good. Yeah, Bryan breathes a sigh of relief there. It's down to regular Ork boys to try and get these glancing hits now with their furious charge. This Predator could well survive. Okay. So, attacks here. 36 attacks. I've got 33 in my hand. I'm going to re-roll 3 of them. Okay. So, freeze we want. Just give us half an hour to sort this out. Right, so we're looking for 666 here because there's no damage on the Predator yet. 3 6s and the Orks would be happy. No, they're not. There's just 1 in there. That's against the odds. Predator survived. He may well back up and let Rip blow that squad away. That is what a turn up there. That is significant. 1 whole point dealt out. Disappointment there from the Ork boys. Frustratingly trying to bash their way through. The Relic Predator armor has held. Right, so next one, disappointment here. This one should go well. But Bryan will go first. He's going to fight against the Mega Knobs. He's going to try and knock up a couple of wounds here if he can. 1 hit. 2's for a wound. Yes. I'm going to roll up here. 2+ save. Yes. So we'll let... there's multiple choices here. We're going to let Killsaw Kyle fight here with his 5 attacks on the charge. Needing 4s. Ooh, disappointment from him. Oh, rolling's not good using these my orange tail dice. 1 hit though. It's strength 9, armor bane. So he glides through the armor with him, and then we roll up our result. It is a 6. If it becomes a 7, but hold on, he has one of these corrupted invuln saves here. Oh, just short. No. So detonation here. It could be a mess. We'll see. Let Bryan roll up to see how far he explodes. Alright, so Soul Blaze here. from the result from the reactor going off. It actually exploded 9 inches when we totaled it up. Bryan rolling a 6 and a 6. There, 6 inches and then D3 made it 9. Almost caught some of the obliterators, but not quite. Passing some saves here, but one of the boys killed, then Soul Blaze, but no damage done. We've resolved all of that, and that's what's left there of the Contemptor Dreadnought. We saw the combat here, disappointing there for the Orks. We thought we had that Predator, but Bryan's free now to back off and to shoot with him. And then here, wiping out the Chaos Space Marine squad. A challenge took place. The Ork Nob took a wound, but then killed one in return. And then the boys finishing off the last 2 Marines. So just consolidating an inch with them. So it's pretty good for the Orks. It could have gone better, but can't complain too much. They seem to be dominating the field here. But still, Bryan has some decent units at the back. Those bikers haven't been dealt with. This hasn't been dealt with. And then potentially the Storm Eagle gunship could turn up as well. So we're going to hand over. Yeah, so we're going to hand over now to Night Lords. Turn 2. We'll see what Bryan can do now. Decisions for the Night Lords to make, how they're going to try and deal with this Ork force that are swarming around the table, and how on earth is he going to reach the relic at the back here. We'll have to see. Alright, so we're going to start the second turn here for the Night Lords. Bryan's going to start with a very important reserve roll. He's rolled a 2. Storm Eagle is not on the table. He would have appreciated the firepower that could bring. Yeah. It's like, yes, plus there's a unit inside as well. So it's a fair amount of the force off the table there. A unit and a major flyer there that can have significance. So it's going to have to stay off this turn. It wasn't scheduled to arrive until later in the battle, underestimating the speed of the Orks here. But he's still got options. They're sort of at the edges of the battlefield at the moment, being driven to the edges here. It'd be interesting to see what he does with the strange drop pod, the cursed drop pod there. Obliterators can morph into different weaponry to try and take on Gutrippa's unit of Meganobs just there. And then the Predator, decisions to make with that. The obvious target is the boys that are close by. There's other targets around that Bryan may want to deal with. It's difficult here, number of Ork options still available. Maybe too much to deal with, we'll see. See what plan Bryan has. Plus that unit of bikers, there's only 3 of them, but one of those is that nasty Power Axe Chaos Lord who did so much damage in the last encounter. Gutrippa stay well away from him. He's over here, the other side of the table at the moment. Alright, so movement phase here, beginning to wish I had kept Gutrippa inside the battle wagon here. It looks like they're going to be targeted. The Predator just pivoting here, pulling off from combat, keeping an inch away, and then is free to fire a number of its weapons. This one won't be able to see, but this lad's cannon here, the turret, will be able to shoot at these Orks here. No invuln save for them, so they may well fall victim to some shooting coming in. And look at the obliterators, they've advanced through cover and looked set to shoot and to charge as well. So Gutrippa is a good bodyguard, but it may not be able to protect him. He could well be doomed. This is going to be very interesting. And then over here, the bikers have swung their attention around and going after this boy squad with the weird boy inside. So I reckon Bryan's got a good chance here of doing some deadly amount of damage. Coming across here, he has disembarked, stayed in the hover mode here, and then disembarked with the squad and the sorcerer just there. So fighting at either end of the table, but without the flyer, the Night Lords are just going to have to press on. But there's a chance here for them to do some damage in response to the Orks. We're going to go on to Psychic phase now for the Night Lords on turn 2. Right, what a turn up here. Psychic phase stunned the sorcerer here, successfully let off invisibility, got a perils, but rolled a 6, so he's now gone up to and past leadership, so 3+ invuln for him, smash attack and armor bane, all the other special rules for him. So Bryan's happy about that, plus the unit is invisible now. Then successfully cast Psychic Shriek. The bikers look doomed, but on 3d6 he rolled a triple 2. So no damage done. The Orks not expecting that. That could have been utterly horrendous. We failed to block any of the powers, not rolling enough 6s for that. So Psychic phase is finished. That could have been horrendous, but it hasn't. Going to go on to shooting phase now for the Night Lords. It's been a frustrating game for both sides, I reckon. Just not reaching their potential quite, a few letdowns going on here, but we'll see. Shooting phase coming up next for the Night Lords on turn 2. Right, shooting done here. 2 of the Ork boys killed. The Knob was hit there, but look out, sir, saving him. 2 boys killed. No morale for them. That's shooting from the bikes. Yeah, it's just on shooting phase here. The firing here from the Predator coming through. You can see damage being taken. We've lost our Mega Knob with the boss pole. He's gone. One of the others has gone as well, and a wound taken on another. So deadly damage coming through. Have gone to ground, and now Bryan's been racking his brains what to fire from here. Ladz cannon shots have been used up. It's not allowed to use the same weapon twice. So plasma, I think he's going to go for. That's 6 shots. They are twin linked. It should be able to clear out what's left of the Mega Knobs there, and possibly onto Gutrippa as well. And he looks set to charge. This is tense stuff. Don't want Gutrippa to die. Twin linked. It's good hits. There's 4. They've all hit. This is very, very good. Oh boy. Here we go. 2s. They all have. Yeah, it's 2s, isn't it? Strength 7. That's 6 shots coming through. Going to deal with these. There is go to ground, so we are going to get a 6+ save. It may take a wound or 2 away. We'll see. Roll up the first 2. They failed. Then we'll roll up one more. That's failed. Right, so that's the Mega Knob's gone. So just taking the Mega Knobs off here. Gutrippa's on his own. There's 3 saves of 6+. Failed. Now we're on to Feel No Pain, otherwise Gutrippa is dead.
5 6s.
5s and 6s. Oh, I don't believe this. 2 2s and a 3. Oh dear, Bryan has done it again. We thought that being away from that fanatic over there with the axe would be alright, but obliterators have destroyed Gutrippa and his squad. So Gutrippa, I'm not sure whether he's dead. I don't think so, but he's had some holes blown through him and some nasty burns take place. All that's left is Hooligan barking his defiance at the obliterators, but boy, that unit has had some success against the Meganobs and Gutrippa. So well done, slay the Warlord as well. Very, very good indeed there from the Night Lords. Has that swung the game around? I reckon it could have done, because that's a deadly Orc unit that has been effectively dealt with there by all that AP2 weaponry from the Night Lords. Well done. That's good shooting. A great exhibition has just been witnessed here. Alright, so just a bit of shooting finished off over here. One save we had to make and passed there with the bikers that were shooting from the Sorcerer's squad. So, shooting phase finished. Very, very good here. From the Night Lords, impressive stuff. And now some charges. Not here anymore because Gutrippa's gone, but over here the bikers can charge in, and I think Bryan wants to charge in here with the Sorcerer and his squad. So charges from the Orcs and now counter charges from the Night Lords. They're not afraid to get stuck in even against this Orc force. So we're going to assaults now on turn 2 for the Night Lords. Alright, so charges here. This squad charging in. Now, we've rolled up Overwatch. 24 shots there with the bikers that could see. Twin linked, 2 hits there, and then look at the rerolls. There's a whole ton of 6s in here. There's just rolling them up. Yeah, an extra 8. So that's 10 hits. Strength 5. Wow. There's been extremes of dice rolls in this game. 7 saves to make there on the Night Lord unit as it charges in. We're expecting a few of them to be dropped there from the hail of fire from the Daka guns from the Orc bikers. Okay. Bryan is rolling up here. He's running 3 at a time, just the front 3. 2 of them brought down already. Still 4 more saves to make. So he's rolling up 1 here for the remainder. Okay, 3 more saves left to make. It's past another 2 saves left. Otherwise the last hit will go onto the Sorcerer. Okay. Almost the front rank brought down, but 2 of them destroyed there. He can roll up his charge. Easily going to be in against the bikers there. But scary moment there from some twin-linked snap shooting on Overwatch there from the bikers. Yeah, 7 inches. He's in. Right, so combat's going ahead here. Bryan's easily made into combat. And then no damage on Overwatch. This time, the bikers have made it in. So optimistic about those 2. Well, this combat here, this one, not so sure about this one. We'll see how well it goes there for the Night Lords. Right, so we're going to resolve this combat here first of all against the bikers. The Sorcerer's issued a challenge with his hyped up psychic result there on the perils. The Orc biker knob has backed out. I want to keep him alive for morale just to pin this unit down. So he won't take part in the melee. And now Bryan can fight with the Sorcerer first of all. He does have a power weapon, so AP3. So Bryan just rolling up there. Sorcerer's got a hit and a wound. So 1 biker destroyed. He can do his other Marines now. Are they chosen or just regulars? Just regulars, right, okay. These got hand-to-hand weapons and pistols here, so should be a fair amount of attacks coming in. And, yeah. Yeah, okay. So, fair few misses. Weapon skill 4, weapon skill 4. So, ooh, yeah. And then toughness 5, strength, furious charge? No? Okay, so 5s to wound. Could hold them here. It's a bit better, there's 2. 2 saves of 4+. We fail both, so 2 more bikers brought down. Then we'll pile in and do our attacks. Right, so the bikers that remain, there's 4 lots of them, so 12 attacks in total. Needing 4s to hit. That's not too bad. 3 inches, alright, so another guy is in range here to 3 inches of one that is in base contact. So we're going to roll another 4 dice here. Getting 2 more hits. Now only strength 3, toughness 4, so 5s for wounds. We just get the 1, so regular power armor save of 3+. He does, okay. So Bryan wins the combat by 3 here. Leadership of about 4, double 6, with no Gutrippa around. So we're going to have to roll on our chart here for the knob. Rolls a 5. We will re-roll that one. We get a 2. Yeah, so for that result, D6 hits. 6. God, the knob's really bashing some heads to keep them in the fight. 5s to wound. There's 2. And saves a 4+. He's killed 2 bikers to keep them in line. We'll take them from here. But two bikers brought down there, but they have held morale. Whether that was a good thing or not, maybe it should have been good for them to break. Yeah, just on reflection here, maybe should have wanted to run. It might have been good. But the combat goes on. They are locked in combat here. Yeah, so we're saying, rolled up dice wrong there because Bryan is invisible. Should mark that out. 6s to hit, but we didn't do any damage anyway, so the result can stay as it is. But Biker's locked in combat here against the Sorcerer and his unit. We'll go on to the next combat, and it's this one here. Okay, so combat's here. What we've done is Bryan's charged in. He's issued a challenge with the Lord on the bike. The Knob will accept this one. I'm trying to think, want to perhaps break here with the Orks and lose, and then that frees them up to maybe the other units to maybe shoot at the bikers. That's the plan, at least. So we sort of want the Knob to die. He'll fight bravely. We'll let Bryan go first with his whirlwind of attacks. Yeah. See how many he gets. I think it hangs on a dice roll. Okay. A 1. Oh. Alright, he's just rolled up here. It's a demon weapon. He's rolled a 1, and by the sounds that Bryan's making, it's not good. Right, it's just working out attacks. That 1 result means he's fighting weapon skill 1. So I think it'd be 5s to hit.
I also take a wound.
And he takes a wound. Mm-hmm. Not bad. Okay. The Orks will take that. Now he can fight. He totally up. Gets 7 attacks still. At 5s to hit this time. He gets none. Unbelievable. This is a game of the strangest dice rolls. From extremes of 6s to hit when Overwatch, and then from that to nothing. So the Ork Knob can actually fight back here. So there's a chance here for the Ork Knob to do something. He gets a, what on earth? 666? You can't even script this. You're witnessing some of the most bizarre dice rolling we've ever encountered in a game. Right. I mean, if this keeps going, this could bring about the end times in Warhammer 40,000. This kind of destabilization of the universe here. So the Knob is at strength 6. Toughness for you is toughness 5. Freeze to wound. 2 wounds. Armor save. Not 3+. How many wounds has he got? He has 3 wounds. He's only got 2 left. If these 2 fail, he could be brought down by... Oh, dear. So there's another wound taken, and he's on his last 2. What a turn up here. You could never have predicted this. The Ork Knob has beaten the Warlord on the bike there. Unbelievable stuff. Right, the bikers now can fight. Just hold it there 1 second. Hammer of Wrath there against the Knob. Or just 1 dice roll against him in the challenge. No wound. All right, so it stands as it is. Now the 2 Hammer of Wrath hits from the bikers. No, and no. There's 3 ones in a row. Going from one extreme to the next. Now regular attacks from the bikers against the Ork boys.
2 attacks to be in the challenge.
Yeah, 6 attacks coming in now. Now look at the dice rolls. 2 6s, 2 5s, and a 4. And then strength 4, toughness 4. 4s to wound. 3 saves. A 4+. I think the Orks are going to hold here. They will on a 4, 5, and a 6. Unbelievable. Right, we'll fight back. Hang on a second. The Orks have won the combat at the moment. Right, Weird Boy fighting. He's fearless. He's all right. Weird Boy fails completely on 2 1s and a 3. It's incredible stuff going on here at the moment. The 7 boys fighting back. 21 attacks from them. Just dropped 1 on the floor. Going to re-roll. So we're on 4s to hit with these. It doesn't look too impressive. And then we're on strength 3, toughness 5. We're going to be on 6s for wounds. There's 2 6s. There's 3 6s. Oh. Right, so 3 saves now. Here. If they die. Alright, so we're going to roll 1 at a time. The first biker lives. Alright, so the Warlord's alive at least. The next one fails on a 1. A biker is brought down. And the last biker has rolled a 1. So now the Warlord is on his own on 1 wound remaining, fighting against this humble squad of Ork boys with the Weird Boy. Unbelievable stuff here. Incredible melee taking place. The Orks will close in, and revenge may well be sweet for them. Seeing Gutrippa slain, they've gone into a frenzy and they are hacking the bikes down here. And this warlord looks, he could well be overcome here in the next round of combat, or it could swing the other way just as easily. We'll have to see. But that's the combat resolved. There we will go on to, there's no other combats, is there? No, it's all resolved. So I think we're looking at the end of the turn here for the Night Lords. Yeah, so turn 2 is finished, just the second turn of the game resolved, and so much has happened already. We will now go on to the third turn of the game for the Orks coming up next. What can they do in this situation? And bear in mind, the game pivots on the relic, and then with the Night Lords having seized or killed Gutrippa, slay the warlord, and First Blood, the relic is so important here for the Orks. Alright, so movement for the Orks here on turn 3, trying to counteract the Night Lords here as best as possible. I've given up the idea of trying to take on these obliterators. Brian's just told me they're armed with power fists, so we're just going to forget the idea of trying to take them on in combat. They have excelled in this game, and it looks like they're going to be freed up to start some long-range shooting. Not much we can do to stop that now that Gutrippa and the Meganobs are gone. So we moved the squad across and embarked on the transport, and it's gone 12. We're allowed to move as normal if the vehicle didn't move before picking up the passengers. So they backed off to here to sit just near the objective. So we did roll up for ASTRELIUS here. He has remained stationary again. He fired a ballistic skill 2 at the rear of the Gorkanaut before it moved. I thought it was armor 10. We were going to be in trouble because he got 2 hits. But it's actually rear armor 12, so no damage done with the disintegrator or disintegration combi gun. So he remains where he is. Then with the truck, it's pivoted and moved 12 inches, passing dangerous terrain. Ongoing combat here, scooting around behind the Predator with the Ork boys, ready to let off some pistol fire and potentially charge. Then coming along here, moving back with the tank busters ready to fire at this strange transport. The Gorkanauts move through, ready to try and charge perhaps and join in this combat here against the Sorcerer and his unit. And then the tank buster unit moving around to fire at this thing as well. That's as good as we can do here with the Orks. We'll see how effective the shooting phase will be. There is a psychic phase potentially for the Orks, but locked in combat, can't use any of our powers. So we'll go straight onto shooting now for the Orks on turn 3. Alright, so shooting phase here. We're going to fire here with the tank busters. Brian's going to jink. 5s and 6s. There's a double 6. There's a double 5. That's better. That is much, much better. Strength 8. That's a glance and a pen. And then we'll re-roll here for Tank Hunter. There's another glance. Will not complain at that at all. So 2 glances to save at 4+ here. There's jinx. Failed 1. And then a penetrating hit. If this is failed, he's got a 4. He has passed. 1 hull point remains on that strange drop pod. Alright, so we can see here just about cruising speed to 6s for hits here. Nothing there from the battle wagon. Right, then we'll fire the second tank busters. They're going to have to do it. Firing there across the Dreadclaw. See if we can get another impressive round in. 5s and 6s, yes. 3 hits. 4s or more with tank buster. Oh, we'll re-roll this one. Okay, so 2 penetrating hits, 2 saves of 4+. Surely this will be enough to bring the infernal thing down. 2 2s. It is gone. It's a wreck. It's hover mode, so it's just a wreck. Yeah, okay. So I'll let you do the honours and bring that monstrosity down here. Is it resin? Part resin.
It's a drop pod with resin parts.
Resin parts, okay. What an impressive model. But it is down. He's landed it the right way up here. Alright, so it is brought down. What a bizarre looking model it is, but the tank busters have finally managed to destroy it. Yeah, so pretty much all the shooting's done here. Gorkanaut's going to hold off his shooting, try and reach that combat. It's an important one. And then over here, we've positioned ourselves, try and let off some pistol shots at the rear armour. We could do it on the 6s. So only 8 of them are able to catch the rear armour. 5s for hits. What on earth kind of rolling is that? 4 5s and 2 6s. And now 2 6s will destroy it. No damage. They're going to have to charge into combat. We'll go on to that next. So, assault's coming up now for the Orks on turn 3. Right, so combat's gone ahead here. The Gorkanaut has made it in by an inch. He rolled 9, and -2 for cover. We were 6 inches away, so we've made it in by an inch just there into that combat. Then here, ongoing melee. Remember the Warlord on his last wound, and then here easily made it into combat against the Predator. Only 1 unit now for the Night Lords unengaged in combat, but combat's split up all around the table. What a spread of play across the battlefield here. So we'll go on to combat or melees now. We'll see what happens, see what the Orks can do. There's a triple combat. I'm hoping to do well in each one, but as we've seen in the game so far, you never know what might happen. Right, so we'll start with this one here. We'll let the knob have a go. Freeze to hit. Only 1 hit. It's the same as last time. Strength 7, 8, 9. Failed. Here we go again. Oh dear. Right, so regular Ork boys now. It's down to them. I'm going to reroll 4 of these. It's 36 attacks, needing freeze to hit. It looks like we've got a lot of hits here. God, a ridiculous amount of hits coming through. There's hardly any misses. Surely this is it. Just checking. It looks like we're all sorted. Okay. Should get 2 6s. I'm just going to roll a handful. Oh, don't do this. There's 1 6. Right. So now, with the 6s that remain, the dice that remain, 1 6. Please. 2 6s, finally. So that's after 60, 70, 82, about 90 attacks. We've finally got the last hull point there on the Relic Predator. It is finally destroyed, but boy did it take a long time. Okay, so smoke starts to billow from the wreck just there. Well done to the humble Ork boys there, have done the damage. Now we're going to this melee here. Bryan goes first, I think he does. He's going to roll up to see his, the strange demonic result here. He gets a 6 this time. I think he's happy. Doesn't turn into anything, does he? No, okay, right.
I wish.
Yeah, just bear in mind, we're still in the challenge here. The Ork Knob here, just about to finish off the biker warlord here. So confident. As now it's going to be in for a shock, I think, with Bryan's attack. So you're not weapon skill 1 anymore? No. Okay. And I'm just checking, it's not per turn, it's per phase. So he does get to roll a different result. He's got a 6 this time. So we're looking at 10 attacks against the Ork Knob here.
Strength 6.
Strength 6. And weapon skill 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, freeze to wound. Freeze to hit. Yeah, this is the end of the knob here. Unless he rolls 6 1s. There's 2 1s. No, 4 kills. So Ork Knob's gone and 3 boys destroyed. Is that enough to save him? He needs 1 wound taken off and then he's gone. So his combats are done. He'll win by 4 unless if the Orks don't damage him. Alright, so that's resolved there. So we will now let the weird boy fight. This will be sweet revenge. Come on. Force for hits. Good boy. Freeze for wounds here. Double 2. Right, down to humble Ork boys. There's 4 of them left. That's 12 attacks. I've got a feeling that Bryan's won here. Yeah, this... What a... Swings and roundabouts. Shocking rolls. Here, just 3 hits. 6s. Nothing. Bryan has won the combat. The Ork Knob is not alive. So we're going to have to roll on morale here. Leadership 7 drops to leadership 3. We fail. So Knob's dead. Just a straight roll on breaking heads. It is a 4. Yeah, result of 4 is a squabble. There's less than 10 models. We're broken. Initiative?
5.
Initiative 5. Initiative 2. We'll roll our result. We get a 4. We'll see if Bryan rolls a... I think he's caught me. Even on a 1. He has rolled a 1. Yeah, he's equalled it, which is a kill. So, the Warlord now is alive. He's meant to be dead, but he's alive and he's wiped out the squad, and the weird boy is gone as well. So, it's going to be interesting. Only on 1 wound, though. But he has wiped out that squad just there. He'll consolidate, but that's not gone well for the Orks there at all. Right, so combat's here. The sorcerer is going to fight the Gorkanaut, would you believe? Not in a challenge, but just going to fight him. He has Armor Bane with his Strength 4 power weapon. So 2 attacks. Weapon skill 5. Freeze to hit. 1 hit. 2d6 plus 4. He can do it. Can go all the way up to 16 if he rolls very, very well. 7 and 4 is... no, 11, not enough. Okay. Regular Marines attacking here. 2 attacks each for their closest combat weapons. So you're looking there at 12 attacks. If a sergeant has any extra, I'm not sure. It does. Okay. So 13 attacks here, I think. And they're going to fight against the bikers. Yes, no challenge this turn, so the biker will get to fight if he survives. We'll let these attacks come through here. There's one just off the table. A couple have gone underneath the wreck. Alright, some pretty good hitting there. Very, very good. So then Strength 4, Toughness 5 will be on 5s for wounds with these attacks coming through. There's 2 at least. Yeah, 2. Okay. 2 saves of 4+. Save 1. 1 biker killed. Alright, so fighting back, the biker knob. Yep, 8 6s. Oh yes, invisibility. Oh no, so failed of him. Then 12 attacks with the Orc boys. Here, needing 6s, there's 3 hits. Needing 5s to wound, nothing. Right, so the Gorkanaut charging in is 5 attacks. He does get Rampage. He's outnumbered just about. So D3 extra attacks, there's 3 more. 6s here would be very, very good. There's 1. And it does kill at strength 10. No invuln saves. So 1 Marine, Chaos Space Marine brought down. And that is a drawn melee. Alright, so drawn melee combat continues. Annoying power, that invisibility. That's hard there. The Orcs would have done so much better if that wasn't in play. Can you play that whilst you're in combat in the psychic phase? Oh dear. So keep a lookout for more invisibility coming on here. What a frustrating power that is to play against. But that marks the end of the assault phase there for the Orcs on turn 3. The Predator has been destroyed, so they're giving a good account of themselves here in this game. Locking horns well with the Night Lords, but is it enough? The game is open here for either side to claim victory. We'll have to see what happens. Going to go on to the 3rd turn now for the Night Lords. We'll see if that flyer turns up. Right, so turn 3 here for the Night Lords. I'll let Bryan roll up. Don't get a 1 or a 2. Gets a 5. Storm Eagle has arrived. And what will he do with it? There's a squad inside as well, bear in mind. So it's a mix-up of a game here. There's more options with this new Orc force, especially the tank busters able to provide a nice bit of fire support alongside the more close combat types of units. Orcs strong in this area, pinning down the Chaos Space Marine unit and Sorcerer just there. Relic just sitting here. Biker's available now, but only on 1 wound. And got to be careful with that Slay the Warlord point that is available. Obliterators are freed up around here as well, so Bryan's got decisions to make with them. There is a unit of Orc boys just here at the back of the burning wreck, and then obviously there's Storm Eagle to come flying on, no doubt to cause damage with its shooting attacks. That gives a nice option, especially with the need to go after the relic just here. Right, so movement phase here for the Night Lords. The Storm Eagles stormed on to the table here, straight up the middle of the table, heading directly at the relic and the battle wagon just here. So what a showdown in the centre of the table. Obliterators moving ahead. They can now advance and shoot and lay down a curtain of firepower. Then it was a scary moment there. Passing dangerous terrain test on his last wound. And moving around to take on the Orc boys just there. Then around here, just the ongoing combat continuing here. So both sides here damaged quite significantly in crucial areas, crucial units being taken out on both sides. But what remains is all that's left that can help decide this game. We're going to go on to Psychic phase now for the Night Lords on turn 3. Okay, so just checking the rules there. Yeah, he's rolled 6 for his psychic there. We're going to have to try and stop this invisibility from coming through. Otherwise, it's going to take the Orks a long time to try and break through this unit. Yeah, and importantly, he can cast that invisibility whilst locked in close combat. So it all hangs on whether this goes off or not. He has rolled 6 for the number of points, plus 2 for his mastery level. Yeah.
Well, cast invisibility on herself.
Okay. How many dice? Ooh, 4. He has perilled again. 5 dice rolled. Perilled on there. We'll do his result. Doesn't want 1. Gets a 6. He's gone. He's turned into a madman again. We'll try. How many dice was that you got past with? 3? 4? Right, so 4 6s. Nothing. Okay, so invisibility goes off and he gets a bonus there. Leadership test actually to pass. Did you roll? Yeah, leadership test to pass. There's 2 and 5. Yeah, no problem at all. So he does get all the bonuses there. 3+ invuln save he gets now. Armor Bane, Flesh Bane, all the other bonuses for the result of a 6 on the perils table. Okay, so result of 4 there. With -1 on our weapon skill, ballistic skill, and attacks as well. It's pretty significant actually. That's a good psychic phase there from the Night Lord's sorcerer. So well done to him. The unit's invisible and then causing hallucinations to the Orks there as well. Strange stuff going on. We'll go on to shooting phase now for the Night Lords on turn 3. Right, shooting phase, 1 wound taken on the knob here. That's 5 from the twin-linked bolters from the biker. Right, so firing here with the Storm Eagle, the Reaper autocannons can't do any damage. The twin-linked laser cannons, ladz cannons can. 2 shots. Both hit. Okay. Cover save, maybe from this one.
Yeah, definitely from that one.
Okay, let's do the one with a cover save first of all. Typically gets the glance. 5+ to save. Yes, we do, frustratingly. And then the other one, 5 or 6 again. A 2. No, so no damage done against the battle wagon. That armor 14 really helping out here. Right, obliterators now. Las cannons, or laser cannons, into the battle wagon there. So 3 shots. We've got cover here.
Nope.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, 2. Strength 9. Trying to bust through the armor. 6, yes, penetrating hit. 5 or 6 for a save. No. On a 1. It's open topped. If he gets a 6 here. 1. Okay. So it's a 2 result there and a whole point taken. Yep, so that's the result there. Whole point taken. Just check in there. We failed leadership test, so his snapshots only with the guys inside. Okay, yes, that's fine. So, shooting phase done, looking around. Yep, alright, so on to assaults now. Crucially, there is the biker trying to charge in the warlord, going in against the Orks just there. And then the ongoing melee against the invisible unit just there. Yeah, so charge has gone in here. Got 2 hits on Overwatch, but no wounds. Bryan just rolling up for hits here. Doing well. Just rolling up to wound. How many? Oh, looks about 8 or 9.
9.
9. Oh dear. All these dead Orks here. 2s is good. Just fouled with 1s. Looks like 8. Surely 7. Okay, so there's going to be 2 Orks left. He did issue a challenge which we accepted, by the way, with the Ork knobs. He's gone. And then 6 other boys killed as well. Right, so 7 was the total kill. The knob's gone, and 6 of the old boys. There's 3 left. That is 9 attacks. Oh, it just seems impossible. Humble Ork boys here in shock at this psycho on the bike. 4s for hits. Ah, it's disappointing. Web skill 6. Yeah, this would be 4s to hit. Got 2. 6s for a wound here. Ah, no, he's 1 very, very well. And double 1 just to hold. Nope. Initiative.
5.
2, 7. The Ork's gone. Oh dear, the 1 wounded guy is destroying entire Ork units here. This is not good. Not good for the Orks. Look, a big clearance has taken place at this end of the table. Right, he's just consolidated an inch just there. Alright, so I was going to say complete wipeout here. Forgot about this truck. It's actually still alive. I didn't move it flat out, perhaps thinking it was a wreck with all the smoke around. But that is still alive. The other 2 trucks are gone. So 1 combat remains. We'll come round to get this one resolved. It's going to be tough here for the Orks. So this combat here, Bryan Sorcerer is going to fight the Gorkanaut again. 2 attacks, needing 3. Is your weapon skill 5? He is, yeah, 3s to hit. A double 1. It's this plague of strange dice rolling coming back. Next is the Marines. There's only 5 of them now with the Sergeants, so 10, 11 attacks. Gradually being knocked down. Every 6 we get is good, especially with the Gorkanaut. So 4s this time. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. And then 5s for wounds. The toughness of the biker's really helping out here. Just trying to stay in the fight. No challenge has been issued, so the Orc Knob's quite safe. And there's a cock dice just there. This one here. So we're on 1, say 4+. Failed. Another biker gone. Right, so fighting here. The Orc Knob can fight. Initiative 3. He's got his hit. 2s for a wound. Yes. So a save here required. Passing, okay, well done. Regular Orc bikers, yeah, hallucination here. There's no damage done anyway, so we'll leave that one. But Orc bikers, just 2 attacks for them, taking into account the minus there, and just 1 hit, and no wound. Rampage here for the Gorkanaut. He gets 3 more attacks. So he gets a total of 7. 6 are good. Nothing. Oh dear. Alright, so we failed here. Leadership 7. Lost the combat by 1. Does that psychic power affect the leadership? No. Okay, so leadership 6. All 7 we've gone. We'll fall back here, and then Bryan can't chase his locked in combat and Terminator armor there anyway with the Sorcerer. Alright, so just closing in here to fight against the Gorkanaut, both tying each other up, and then falling back here with the bikers. Hopefully they'll rally, but we'll see what happens. That marks the end of the turn there. Turn 3 for the Night Lords. They've done well, but is it enough? It's 3 points on the table now of interest. This area up here, cleared out of Orks, with that biker on his last wound. Down here, the fight for the objective. And then here, the fight taking place here. Still 2 units of untouched tank busters alive. What we'll do with them, we'll have to see. We're going to go on to the 4th turn now for the Orks. Right, so movement for the Orks here. Just backing off with the battle wagon here, trying to keep cover and keeping that frontal armour of 14 against the obliterators just there. They're moving around. The tank busters moving up in support. Going to try and fire off at the flyer. And then around here, the melee continues. We do actually need to roll up for Bravo ASTRELIUS here. And they're moving around. The tank buster unit inside the looted wagon is sneaking around in this direction. Truck moving off 12 inches, just keeping in range. Might be able to let off a shot there at the biker. So just move ASTRELIUS here, see if he does move. Oh, he's gone 5 inches towards the Night Lords now. No, not good. Right, so having stayed still for so long, now the fighting's died down. He's heading off in this direction. Maybe dazed or confused. He thinks an Ultramarine Storm Eagle has turned up to pick him up. But it's not. It's not. Oh dear. The Keeper of the Relic is very, very confused. He's heading off in this direction. As far as shooting's concerned, there's no real target for him. He can't fire at the bikers there and can't damage anything else. Well, the closest is the flyer here anyway. So he's saying he'd snapshot here against the flyer. He can't damage it, so that's fine. He's firing up into the sky. Not sure if it's a friend or not, but that is movement done for the Orks. Their options cut down, but then same for the Night Lords as well. So difficult here in the final turns of the game for both sides. We'll go on to no psychic phase now. Weird Boy's gone. Shooting phase coming up next. We'll start the shooting phase here with a truck. He's going to fire a rocket. He's just in range, positioned nicely so we can hit him. 5 or 6, the co-driver lets off a shot. He's going to jink. We do get the hit. Oh, gasp. 2s for a wound. It has wounded. You're going to die on a 4+. This is it. Oh, he gets a 6. He gets the result as he needs it. That was a scary moment there for the Night Lord Warlord on a bike, but he has survived. So just deciding to hit this one, just there, the looty wagon and where it's going to be the boys inside. The tank busters are going to fire snapshots, 8 shots, needing 6s. And Bryan is thinking out whether to jink or not. Is he going to preserve his firepower or play it on the safe side? Oh, it's a tough choice. Needs the firepower. And yet, without jinking, any 6s will go through. Right, he's not going to jink. Here comes the shots. There's 1 6. He informs me there's 4 hull points. 4+ is good. Oh, it was on a 6 and then it rolled back off the bush and became a 2. No damage done. Okay, so the next, this one, 4 shots here. Are you going to jink? This is from snap firing from the battle wagon. He's not 6s. There's 1 6. See, Ork policy seems to work. Here we're getting the hits, 4s or more. We do get a glance, so 1 hull point down there on the flyer. 3 hull points remain. The last one then, the tank busters inside here, 8 shots. Are you going to jink this one? He hasn't so far.
No.
He's not. All missed. I thought they might. Yeah. So rockets flying past the hull of this thing. A lot of flak being taken as this Storm Eagle moves in, but it has come out of it with just a little bit of damage. So that actually marks the end of the shooting phase. The Ork policy here has worked quite well. We've got ourselves a hull point, but no damage done other than that. And then Bryan is free to fire at full effect. Going to hover mode next turn. It's looking good for him, and the relic's starting to move in his direction. So we're going to go on to assaults now. There's just the continuing melee here. Yeah, just a note here, we did say that these ran off, but forgot to do our roll there on the mob rule, and it resulted in breaking heads. 1 biker was killed by the knob, and they've stayed in combat just there. It would have been handy to have those freed up to move around, but they have continued in combat. So take it you're going to fight against the Gorkanaut again?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so we'll go first. 2 attacks here with the Sorcerer. Coming up, he'll need 3s to hit, weapon skill 5. Very good, 2 hits. Now 2 chances at Armor Bane here. If he rolls well, no, 1 or 2, and then a second chance. Oh,
7,
no, not enough. Okay. 11 attacks now from the remaining Chaos Space Marines. Difficult to hit them, they're still invisible. Very, very annoying. Very, very difficult. I'll have to do Imperial Fists actually, fighting against these. Look at the contrast in colour with the yellow and then the dark blue there. It looks really nice. Just bear that in mind for the future. So, yeah, especially, hang on a second, especially when the Imperial Fists realise you're trying to capture Brother Australia's Keeper of the Relic. So I think the Imperial Fists will be annoyed by that and will hunt down these rampaging traitors. Anyway, and the hallucination power still in effect. So freeze for hits here at the Orks on weapon skill 3. So is that all of them?
That is all of them.
Oh, right, okay. And then 5s for wounds. Here coming up. This could be trouble with Bryan rolls. Well, not well at all. 1 save here of 4+. We do pass. No damage done. Right, so Gorkanaut here. 4 attacks. Rampage, he is outnumbered. 2 attacks. So 6s are good. There's 2 6s. That's good. 2 wounds. Oh, fouled with 1, but 1 Marine brought down. Yeah, now the bikers. -1 attack, isn't it? Yes. So 1 hit. No hits. It's on 6, isn't it? Yeah, no. Okay. So then just 4 attacks remaining. Nothing from them. So Bryan's lost by 1. Leadership of 9 or 10. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 9. Should pass this comfortably. I've said it now, but yeah. Oh. Okay, passing there. Melee continues on there, frustratingly for the Orks, but the Gorkanaut lashing out there and killing 1 of those Marines. At least melee continues. Turn is finished. Going to hand over to the Night Lords. I feel that the game is, yes, sort of in their favour, especially the way they're positioned here with the Storm Eagle and the squad inside, which is well equipped. It's Chaos Chosen. It is an assault vehicle, so we'll see what he does. The relic is at Bryan's feet. Now all he has to do is stoop and pick it up. Alright, so movement here for the Night Lords. Moving across here with the Obliterators. This is the kind of angle they've got. They've got some multiple targets they can go after. Bryan has gone into hover mode, as we thought he would, and has disembarked and picked up the relic. So Brother Australius is in their hands now. Then pivoting with an angle to shoot at the battle wagon. Melee continues around here. And then along here, Bryan might be able to shoot. Yeah, he's got the Obliterators there with an angle. And then a melter gun. Looks like he can see through and fire extreme range if he wants to. The biker has moved. The Chaos Lord on the bike has come around the wreck and is just here, just staying out of range of those Ork rockets, which are chasing him around the table at the moment. So we'll go on to Psychic phase now for the Night Lords on turn 4. Okay, so we're on Psychic phase here. Bryan's rolled up Woes, rolled a 5. Just talking about the game, it seems they're sort of saying it's slipping into the Night Lord's hands, but still Ork options on the table, so hard to call. Make your predictions now as to how this game's going to go. We're struggling to see a clear winner at the moment, which is good. The game's keeping tight right towards the end. Here comes Invisibility. This is very, very important. He's putting 4 dice into it. And does it go off? No. It's oh no, he gets a reroll. It does go off from 3. God, that reroll has saved his bacon. Here, we'll try and block it on 5 dice. It's very, very difficult. Nope, we have not. So invisibility again on his own unit, and then he's still got some points.
To hallucinate on the bikes.
Okay, and hallucination again. That one doesn't go off, but he's going to reroll. No, okay, doesn't go off. No hallucination this time, but crucially, invisibility has been cast. They're making it hard for the Orks to strike there, so well done. That melee will surely continue and stay in lockdown. So we'll go on to the shooting phase now for the Night Lords on turn 4. Right, so shooting phase here. One melter is going to fire through the looted wagon. Freeze for a hit. Do get cover save 5+. Does get his hit. Armor 11 on the side. Strength 8, 9, 10, 11. It will be a glancing hit unless you roll a 5+. We do not, so 1 whole point taken. Right, so plasma shots coming through. Plasma cannon shots here. They have fired. The weapon options on these they're so good. But anyway, 2 hits coming through. 1 missed, 2 hits on the plasma cannon. Strength 7. Okay, armor 11. Fouled with both. All right. So looted wagons survive the shots coming through here. Okay, just moving a bit further here with the biker. I've got a feeling he's going to be chased by the truck for the remainder of the game. So that'll be entertaining enough. So all that's left here is the Storm Eagle. So 1 whole point already on here. Just bear that in mind. So this las cannon here will be actually frontal armor, yeah, with the angle. So 6 is a hit, well done. 5 or 6 is good. Penetrating hit. Cover save, I don't think so. Not from that angle. So we're just letting him roll straight on the chart here. Gets a 5, becomes a 7. Detonation here. Fist pumping going on. The battle wagon has been destroyed in spectacular fashion. Well done to Bryan. 7 boys inside to wound. Strength 4, toughness 4. So there's 1 and a cock dice, yeah. 2. 4s to save. Failed 1. Right, so the result there is exploded. It's not gone well for the Orks. Pinning test failed, and they've had to get out inside the footprint of the destroyed vehicle, so keeping them at some distance from the relic just there. So that result has really helped the Night Lords here. So shooting phase is finished. Combats, we have the one just over here, and then Brother Australius is going to fight here in combat as well. He's going to wriggle and fight to try and resist his captors here. 2 attacks he gets, 1 attack basic, and then he has a pistol and close combat weapon. So BS, weapon skill 2, he's fouled. No, he's being subdued quite comfortably at the moment by the Night Lords. So we'll go on to the combat just around here. So Orks have just received a radio message has come through. It's come through from the Imperial Fist High Command, and they have said there is a reward on offer for the capture of ASTRELIUS here. They asked to be put in contact with Gutrippa, but he's unavailable at the moment. So the Orks continuing fighting here. So fighting against the front of the Gorkanaut again with the sorcerer. Right, so 2 attacks into the bikers. Now he can't hurt the Gorkanaut this turn. He doesn't have that peril's result, the armor bane there. So freeze for hits. 1 hit. Strength 4, toughness 5.
Strength 4 is mine.
Yeah, it's toughness 5, no wound on the bikers there. Regular Marines fighting. He now gets 9 attacks now with 1 Marine less. Gradually whittling him down, but it's a painful process here for the Orks. 3s, 4s for hits here. Hallucination didn't go off this turn. No, so there's his hits at 4s, and then 5s for wounds, nothing. Alright, so chance for the Orks here. 1 casualty, force that morale would be good. So Ork Knob fighting. Nothing. Remember, it's 6s to hit. And then Ork Bikers gets a hit, gets a wound. 3+ save here. Interesting. Passed. And then the Gorkanaut is still outnumbered. So 4 attacks. D3 for Rampage. 3 more attacks. God dear. 6s. Nothing this turn. Drawn melee continues. Frustrating here as the Orks strike out in the dark. They cannot see their opponent. It's driving them utterly crazy. So that is it. Combat's finished. That's turn 4 done. The Night Lords are winning at the moment. They are holding the living relic here. We're going to go on to the 5th, possibly final turn here for the Orks. Right, so movement for the Orks here on turn 5. Melee continues here, and then it could be a potential disaster here for the Orks. Had a good plan, but it could be disastrous results has happened during the movement phase. Moving around here, 6 inches, that's good from the looted wagon. Then disembarking, going into difficult terrain here, a double 1, so only an inch getting out from the hull, which was tragic. We wanted to get close to potentially fire and charge the infantry. Squigs are all right, though. They're moving around without restriction at the moment, so there's no problem for them. And then come around the other side, another disaster, trying to move through cover, a double 1 on the looted wagon here. At all the times it could happen during the game, it happens now. It's got himself immobilised, pushing through the wreck and the bush. Disembarking 4 inches there from the hull with the squad just there, just making the task so much more difficult. Decisions to make. Do we fire at the flyer? It is in hover mode. Or do we fire at the Marines? It's tough. It is tough. And then the biker here is being chased by the truck with the rocket. Another round has been loaded, and another round will be fired. Try and take this guy out. We'll see. So we're going to go on to shooting phase now. A lot of rockets and kill cannons lined up here, and squigs running around. They haven't been released yet. They're just sort of, well, they look like they're released, but we may not fire them. We'll see. They've just been released temporarily to graze on the grass whilst some rockets are let off. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Orks on turn 5. Right, so we'll start here. Rocket is in range, nicely lined up. 5 or 6 for a hit. 4. The biker sees a round just clip past his ear there, but he has survived. So rocket round not finding its target this time. He'll load again to 5. He survives. Now we'll go over to the rockets. No doubt the Orks will fire at the same time. The rockets will fly through and they'll blow each other up. We'll see. But we'll fire here. 2 kill cannons to fire for the looted wagons and the rocket launchers. Right, so shooting here. Kill cannon firing through. We've just placed the template there. A hit would be good. A hit we get. Look, it's a good job it was a hit because it was a double 6 there on the scatter. Bryan reckons we're covering 5 guys. He will get cover save of 5+. 2s for wounds. All of them 5s to save. This is the first round coming in. Kill cannon here on the looted wagon from the 72-point tank. It's coming through. So saves to make here, 5+. Right, he's going to ground, not fearless. No, so yes, he can. So 5+ save becomes a 4+ for cover. They have gone to ground here, trying to keep the head down of the relic as well. 4+ is... Oh, some... Gosh, maybe a cock dice there.
It's down the cock.
Yeah, okay. It's just doing a few rerolls. Saved 2 for definite. Okay. Or 3. Yeah, save 3. Okay. So 2 down. Oh, every casualty is significant here. 2 power mauls have gone. It looks like they're out of range for shooting here for the Orks. Now, we've got decisions to make with the boys. The tank busters, this flyer must be dealt with, but do we ignore it and go for the Marines? Love to see. Maybe fire another kill cannon, soften up the target first, and then judge from there. Right, so shooting resolved here. So we fired the second kill cannon through. More damage done. There's 4 of the Chaos Chosen left. Damage coming through. Then we fired the rockets at them and released the squigs. 1 more killed. Bryan's gone to ground and passing a number of saves with them. And then with the last unit here of the tank busters, we had to fire at the flyer. Those nasty rockets firing down could do us horrendous damage. Couldn't use the squigs. We've got a number of hits. Bryan jinking, passing 1, and then 1 whole point taken, but forced to jink here significantly, trying to keep ourselves alive. But Bryan has passed morale with the squad there. They do hold the relic at leadership 9, so surely if the game ends at turn 5, it should be a victory for the Night Lords. We'll have to see, but that is shooting done for the Orks. It could have gone a lot better. It's not too bad. Damage has been done, but significantly, the relic is still held, and the Warlord is still alive. So melee now, against the Invisible Sorcerer here, and the frustrated Gorkanaut swinging around. We'll get this rolled up for. Yep, so regular attacks against the bikes here. 2 attacks again at 3s to hit. 1 hit. And then he's on no wound. Okay. 9 attacks with the Marines here in total. He's on 4s for hits. And he gets 3, just 3. And then 5s for wounds. Nothing. Okay, chance for the Orks to strike back here. Right, so Gorkanaut gets 4 attacks. D3 for being outnumbered. God, he's rolled well. Another 3 attacks. Right, 6s here. It'll be so helpful. 666. That is very significant. 2s for wounds. Yes. 3 of the Chaos Space Marines brought down. Well done to the Gorkanaut. Then the Knob. Nope. And then Bikers. 6 attacks in total for them. 6s. Got 1. 1 wound. It's to kill the last one, actually. Could be the sergeant that dies. No, he's held with power armor, but 3 of them killed, and a leadership test will be required. Right, so leadership is 10, less 3 is 7. So this is actually a very crucial roll. All he gets is 1. Well done. And a 4. Very good. Okay, so melee continues. Damage being done, but still holding here with the Invisible Sorcerer and the Sergeant that's still alive. That is the turn finished. Not looking good for the Orks at the moment, but we'll see. We'll keep pressing on here. We're going to go on to turn 5 for the Night Lords. Right, so moving for the Night Lords here. Crucially, remember these guys went to grounds. They're unable to move. Snapfire only from them, so the relic has had to hold position. We did roll his combat. Bravo Australia still disorientated, didn't get any hits against his captors there. Just holding ground here. There's a slight shift to the left with the Storm Eagle, and then here moving through with the Obliterators. Predicted that they would continue their advance. And then Bryan's saying he's tired of being chased by the the truck there, so he's turned around and he's headed towards the Ork truck. and then continuing melee just over here. The game's broken down now into sort of smaller pockets of resistance. We're going to go on to psychic phase now, just waiting for that break for the Orks. One turn where he doesn't get invisibility, and surely it's all over. He's rolled a 6 again there for his psychic powers, so we will go on to psychic phase now for the Night Lords on turn 5. He's doing 5 dice into invisibility here.
2 successes.
Goes off on 2. Rerolls? Oh, does he want to reroll? Decisions. The risk of a peril. There was a 6 in there.
Yeah, we'll reroll.
He's going to reroll. He gets the 6. He has perilled. It's gone off on 4. We're going to try and block it on 4 6s. Failed. So he is invisible. And then he can roll up his result.
Peril?
It's a peril.
2.
It's a 2. Alright, so hallucination cast here with the last dice. And then it has gone off invisibility. But he perilled, taken a wound, and has lost a randomly chosen power, and it was invisibility that has gone. So it's the last time it can be used, but the power does go off, crucially. The unit continues to be invisible. How many wounds does he have? 2. Alright, so he's half dead. Okay. He may get freed up, or the game may end with the struggle continuing. We'll see. We'll go on to shooting phase now for the Night Lords on turn 5. Right, so shooting phase. Snap firing down here from the Storm Eagle. One of the tank busters destroyed or killed. And then Bryan here electing to fire assault cannons. 3 tank busters brought down and a wound on the knob just there. Passing route on a 3. So they are holding, but damage being done. And then here, no damage from the bolters firing through. We'll let Bryan roll up his charge. He does need a double 6 to reach in combat. What an insult it will be if he gets that. No. Okay. So that's that done. Charge is done. So just the ongoing combat here. If we get a really good round from the Gorkanaut, it could free up these 2 units. But we'll have to see. Assault's coming up next on turn 5 for the Night Lords. Yeah, Sorcerer into the bikes here. Gets a hit. And strength 4, toughness 5.
No.
Doesn't wound on a 4.
And the sergeant has 3 attacks.
Yeah. Gets 2 hits. 5 wounds. Does get a wound. We don't save, so a biker is gone. So the Orks need to get a casualty here, or the bikers could break. Right, so the needing 6s to hit here with the knob, first of all. Nothing. The biker, nothing. And the Gorkanaut's not outnumbered anymore, so just 4 attacks. 2 6s would be fantastic. 2 6s we get. Does he have an invuln save, the Sorcerer?
Yeah, Terminator armor.
Terminator armor, yeah. 2s to wound. No, don't get... Oh, I missed a double 1. 1 kill, and that's on the Marine.
I'll take that.
Take it on the Marine. Okay, so just the Sorcerer left. Melee continues. So turn finished there. Frustrating for the Orks. They've gradually done it, but invisibility has really slowed them down. We're actually going to remove that now,
Can't use it.
because, yeah, it can't. It's gone. Invisibility is gone. He's forgotten how to use the spell. So that is the turn finished. We will go on to another turn, unless Bryan rolls a dice and gets a 1 or a 2. It's a roll that's... Oh, he sighs and groans. We are going into turn 6. A chance here for the Orks to move in and try and claim the relic. Right, so movement for the Orks here. Significant stuff taking place. The boys are freed up now, no longer pinned, moving out 6 inches, rolled up difficult terrain for them. Rolled up 5 inches for these, pushing ahead, closing in here on the relic. Immobilised and stuck. Melee continues over on the other side. Squig's just running about all over the place. Who knows what they're doing here. One of them's running very affectionately towards the obliterators. And then over here, just moving across 6 inches, ready to fire. Possibly at the biker there, and then moving away 12 inches, but still keeping within range 24 to let off another rocket shot at the Warlord. A chance to kill him and pick up a point. So the Orks still have it is these tank buster units and looted wagons that are really helping out the Orks here towards the end of the game. In the tactical, I was saying about them how that often they are a lower priority in the early stages of the game, and then they survive and can provide fire support, and that's exactly what's happened here. They're beginning to really chip in here towards the end of the game, but we'll see. So Weird Boy dead, so no psychic phase. We're going to go on to shooting phase next for the Orks on turn 6. Right, so shooting phase here. I wasn't going to film it, but rocket fire here, and got a 6. 2s for wounds, yes. 4+ save, otherwise the Warlord dies from a custom rocket. Oh, he gets the 5. Just about alive. Well done. We'll resume shooting here for the Orks. Frustrated. Another rocket finds its mark, but survives there with a clever jink. Right, so shooting phase here. Not too bad. Another hull point put on the Storm Eagle hit. Does have 4 hull points. That was a glancing hit coming through. That was from the 1 hit causing a glance here, and Bryan failing his jink. These guys are holding fire. They're going to try and charge the flyer. The boom gun here, scatter wildly. No damage done on anybody. Oh yes, morale to do. 7 is fine. There no damage on the obliterators here. Very tough to try and destroy them. Shot coming through from the looted wagon. Scattered, not hitting the Warlord on the bike. And then we saw that shot coming through. They're hitting, but Bryan passing a jinx save. And the rockets here for the tank busters. A couple of hits. And just one of the Chaos Space Marines left. Significantly, Bryan passing morale with the last one. Relic technically has been dropped now. No one's in base contact with it. But we will try and charge that unit. Orc units converging in. Is it enough? They're going to have to do it in the sight of a full strength obliterator units. This game's far from over. Right, so charge is taking place. Gone well here for the Orks. Charging in here with the tank busters. They've made it in. The boys squad has made it into contact with the flyer as well, and then the squad here has made it into combat with the last Chaos Space Marine, and then ongoing melee just around there as well. So get these combats resolved. You could see this thing explode and detonate right in the center here. It is a real mess as the Orks close in, but difficult, as we've said before. Obliterators watching the whole thing take place, and they could lay down some deadly firepower on their turn. Close combat's coming up now for the Orks on turn 6. Right, so combat's resolved here. Very, very significant round. We've rolled up results. The shape of the game really has changed. Like the dam has burst here for the Orks. The big chopper here taking out the last hull point on the Storm Eagle. Didn't want explosions going off. Neatly brought down there. Then the last Marine killed with vowed armor saves there with the tank busters, and then they've fallen back a few inches, 4 inches significantly just behind cover there to try and keep them alive as they hold the relic. And then over here, without invisibility, the Gorkanaut smashed the Librarian and has consolidated there, and then 3 inches, and the biker's consolidating 3 inches as well. So very, very significant. The Night Lords really cleared out of this area. Just the obliterators untouched, and then the wounded Warlord on the bike. We'll go on to the 6th turn now for the Night Lords. The tide has turned. We felt it just in the space of this turn really has gone well for the Orks, but is it enough? We'll have to see. All eyes are on the obliterators to see what they do next. Right, so movement phase for the Night Lords here. The squig has been sent running. The obliterators are bursting through the barricade. Double 6 rolled for moving through the terrain. So they have surged ahead. Is it too little, too late? The potential for a charge here. The game's not over yet. Game really is not over yet, actually, because this is tight. And then moving up here with the Warlord on the bike. If Bryan rolls a double 6 to charge, he would make it into combat as well. But it's a desperate chance. It's funny, Bryan keeps forgetting to keep his wounds up with that. That's the 3rd time in a row. All right, so here we go. Decisions have been made. No shooting at all. Bryan's deciding he wants to keep the front units alive. He doesn't want to take any casualties off from this unit that's holding the relic. So, no shooting here. It's going to charge. We'll need a double 6. This, we'll need a 10 here, going through cover, 8 inches distance away. So, I see what you mean. Okay, so what Bryan's doing is he's charging here first to try and force me to use up my Overwatch. I'm going to take the risk that he doesn't reach me in combat. He needs a 10. Then, if the bike is forced to charge, we'll get Overwatch at him. This is tight. Very, very tight here. So all that's left to do is to let Bryan roll 2 dice and score 10. Well, this dice roll could decide the game. The odds are stacked against him. Famous last words. 7. Oh, Right, okay, so now the biker, now does he want to charge? If he fails and gets hit, he could...
Yeah.
He does want to charge. Are you going to jink? Can you jink as you charge in? You can. Okay. 5 shots. Nothing. Now he needs a double 6. Surely not. Oh, it was tight enough. 10 was the score. God damn me. How significant is that? All right, so charges have failed. That is the end of the turn. So the game may well end here on turn 6, unless we go into turn 7. All right, so turn 7, we'll let Bryan roll up. 4+. He doesn't. No, he's rolled a 3. The game has finished at turn 6. Significantly here for the Orks. It looks like a victory here, and objective has been secured. One more thing left to do here, actually. The Orks trying to hold Brother ASTRELIUS. He is wriggling and resisting, so he gets to fight. Weapon skill 2. He gets 2 hits. And he gets 2 wounds. 2 saves of 6+. 2 of the tank busters killed. Just there. Yeah, so it's not with the scenario here. It's not morale test. It's not a combat. It's just a resisting prisoner is what's going on. But he has killed 2 of the tank busters there, so we'll take those off. But the game has finished. We're going to calculate victory points here. Looks like the final blood that was shed was from the Imperial Fist. Just there. It's the last one to do any damage. We'll calculate victory points next. Right, so points here, quite straightforward. 3 points for holding the relic, just about in the end. And then line breaker there with the truck in the corner. So 4 points to the Orks. And then first blood did go to Bryan for killing trucks. And then Gutrippa was killed, or wounded at least, and taken off the table. So 2 points in total. So 4-2 the final score. The Orks have locked horns here with a nasty elite Night Lord's army, but they have come out on top. It has been close. The game swung backwards and forwards. We thought the Orks looked strong at the start. Then Night Lords made a surge back. The game looked strongly in their favour. And then right at the end, the dam broke. And the green tide swept through. And thanks to tank busters, really, the new units in this Ork force, the Orks have achieved victory. But fantastic game, a memorable game, one of the best challenge games that we have played so far on the channel. Very enjoyable indeed. Tense from start to finish, actually, which always makes for a good game. Nice spread of play across the table as well. And then 2 well-matched armies fighting each other. So, great game, excellent matchup. I'm sure a grudge match may well come up again. We'll have to see, but the Orks have made their mark. The new force has arrived, and they've achieved a victory here against the Night Lords. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Yeah, it's just discussing the game. Thanks to Bryan for coming down. Great game has been played. Very enjoyable. Number of units, really. For the Night Lords, Bryan is saying the Sorcerer did very, very well, tying up that unit, using that invisibility power, really frustrating the Orks for a lot of turns there. So significant stuff from him. The Biker as well, the Bike Warlord on the bike did well. Obliterators, very good as well from them, staying alive and then providing some excellent supporting fire and almost winning the game towards the end there as well. Which would be your... Which could you decide it out of any of those? Which would be your favourite? The Sorcerer. Okay, he's going to go for that one. And then for the Orks, number of honourable mentions. Gorkanaut did well, killing the invisible targets. Nice, tough option to have for the Orks. Then the Ork Boys did well. The Weird Boy did well as well. But really, it has to go to the Tank Busters. They've laid down good supporting fire. Yeah, they are a pain. Bryan's agreeing here. They're a good addition to this Ork force. Just that ability to lay down supporting fire for the other Ork units has really helped out in this game. So, there it is. That's units of the game for both forces.